Baik, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya mohon kerjasama semua sekali. Ketika sesi audit tidak bising sebab ia akan memberikan kesan kepada auditor untuk mendengar dan juga untuk kita, jawatankuasa kita untuk menjawab soalan. Sekiranya rasa nak berbual dan sebagainya, kontrol, lepas tu berbual lah kemudian. Okey? Okey, terima kasih. K1 dah standby slide, K1, K2, K3. Para auditor, mohon juga standby mendengar soalan. Sekiranya ada yang berkaitan yang mereka perlukan bantuan, boleh masuk. Tolong sediakan jawapan yang berkaitan. Tu ada lagi tu. Okay. Seorang je ada. Lain dah pergi dah. Ada seorang. Cakap. Lagi. Mohon WGL C1 nanti C7 berada di depan. Auditor, Ketua Auditor PSA C1 nanti C7 dan C1 ya. Mula dengan C1, yang lain-lain boleh ke tempat lain dulu, nanti kita akan panggil. Betul tak Datin? Betul macam tu? Okey.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good afternoon to our respected panel of auditors, Dr. Godelin Soli, Mr. Gunananda Ja, and Miss Felice Marquez. How are you this afternoon? I hope you had a very good tour just now, and your stay here is a pleasant one so far. Okay, and also very good afternoon to my director, Dr. Haji Muhammad Zahari bin Ismail, and my two deputy directors, Dr. Nur Hayati and Puan Zalina. Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Rohani Mustafa. I'm the spokeswoman for Criteria 1, working leader for Criteria 1. Okay, for today, I will give a very short brief and introduction on Criteria 1. And my presentation today will cover 4 sectors. Okay, first, the action taken in response to the recommendations of 2014 Apacc audit findings. Second, brief overview of management system module, C1. Third, PSA achievement and improvement. And fourth, compliance with Apacc requirement for C1. With me today are my colleagues from Criteria 1, and they will be very happy to answer all your questions during the audit session. Okay, let me begin with the manager, Dr. Wan Noraini binti Wan Kamarudin. Okay. The secretary, Nur Zarina binti Pitdin. And the group members, Nur Azlin binti Muhammad Siddiq, the assistant manager. Abdul Sharif bin Abdul Qadir, our public relation officer. You have met him since yesterday. Okay. And Rohana binti Khalid, our executive officer. Nur Shakira binti Salihin, quality assurance officer. Mazrul Ismawati binti Ismail, admin assistant. Latifah binti Ilyas, assistant accountant. Has Faizah binti Monir, procurement officer. And last, Yusnita binti Yusuf, data resources coordinator. Okay, let me take you to the first segment, which is action taken in response to recommendations of 2014 Apacc audit findings. Okay, for recommendation 1, in the quality manual procedure flowchart, PSA may show responsible persons, interface, and notes in every step. So we have taken 3 action, that is implementing quality management system based on MS ISO 9001-2015 standard since 2017. Next, develop swim lanes to reflect the process flow and the interface within different process owner. Okay, these are the process owner. And next, the supplier input, process, outputs, and customers diagram have been developed for all key processes. Okay, these are the CPOX diagram. Okay, next, I would go to our recommendation 2. Audit plans may be prepared as guide before conducting internal audits. Okay, what we have done is we carried out briefing before internal audit, organized internal audit courses for auditors as a training, and developed swim lane in internal audit manual procedure as reference or guidelines for auditors team. Okay, these are the proof and documentation. Right. Next, for recommendation 3, internal quality audit may be spaced appropriately. All documents must be bare signature of the authorized person to determine its authenticity. Okay, we have implemented Integrated Excellent Management System, IEMS, as a way to minimize the frequency of internal audit. Quality document is a controlled document which was prepared by process owner and submitted to PSA's quality document officer. And third, all documents were signed by the authorized officer. Quality document officer will make sure that all documents submitted are complete according to the checklist and signed by the process owner. This is the example. Okay. Next is for recommendation 4, minutes of meetings for academic committee and other senior teachers meeting may be properly documented. Okay, minutes of meeting by academic committee and other committee had been documented together with the attendance list. Person in charge were appointed in handling the minutes of major meetings. We have 4 major meetings. Management meeting, the PIC is Center for Strategic Management. Academic, Department of Commerce. Finance and Asset, Finance Unit and Asset Management and Store Unit. And Management Review, Quality Assurance Unit. Okay, next segment is an overview of the PSA management system module. Okay, this is we have categorized C1, that is governance and management, under 5 categories. Okay, first is relation, second strategic change, human resource, finance, and sustainability. Okay, under relation, our top management members always find their ways so that we can produce or we can give a very first-class service to our stakeholder. Okay, our stakeholder are such as the communities, the students, parents, industry. Okay, so as my director mentioned this morning, PSA is one of the 3 premier polytechnics, and we are the only polytechnics that is in the industrial area in Shah Alam, and we are very close with the industries. And we also did a lot of CSR program with the communities. Okay, as government institution, any changes that we need or we have to do will be aligned with our national policy. Okay, here we have for our national policy, we have what do you call it? NKEA, which is National Key Economic Area. We also have 11 Malaysia Plan and Malaysia Education Blueprint 2015-2025. Okay, with those national policy, we develop our strategic planning and as well as our vision and mission to align with our national policy. Next, the human resource. Okay, all our lecturers as well as staff in PSA, we are appointed by the government of Malaysia. So in terms of academic qualification, there is no question about it. Okay, so we have policies and procedures, very strict and stringent procedures to become lecturers, all right? And under human resource system, we have what we call Hermes, whereby this system is developed by the government, and it is a standardized, a national system for human resource. And for Department of Polytechnic and College Communities, we use our system, which we call it ISIS. Okay, later on, under K3 will explain in more in detail. Finance, okay, again as a government institution, our budget is given by the government, and we don't have any problem with it. And with the budget given, we use it for our development budget as well as operating. Okay. And also, beside that, we have our trust account. It is a self-generating account that we use the amount or the money to give back to the student as well as to PSA. And lastly, sustainability. Okay, as a premier polytechnic, okay, we stress on quality. So with that, we have PSA has been accredited with ISO 9001 and 2015, ISO 2017 2025, IEMS, MQA, ETAC, and BOT, okay, and of course Apacc, okay, and also for technology and structure, we develop our own infrastructure that is, for example, our CDOS, our SPMP, okay, and this, of course, the infrastructure that we have in PSA will be explained in detail in other criteria. All right, next I move on to PSA achievement and improvement since 2014. Okay, for changes 1, aligning Apacc criteria with Malaysia Education Blueprint 2015-2025 and incorporate in PSA strategic plan minutes in PSA management meetings. Okay, for your information, our blueprint, we have 10 shifts. Okay, so we align it with the Apacc criteria. For example, under C1, we aligned it with shift 6, empowered government. And the new initiative is setting up of 7 committees with reference to the Apacc criteria. And so is criteria 2. We have shift 10, transform higher education delivery, and shift 4, quality TVET graduates. And under the new initiative, we have our IFRP, EPMP, and CDOS. Okay, for criteria C, we align it with our blueprint, shift 2 and 8, C4, shift 2 and 7, and C5, shift 2 and 8. Okay, all these under new initiative. We develop customized courses for the public and industry, public-private research network, smart partnerships, and global CSR program. Next will be under criteria 6. Okay, we aligned it with shift 9, globalized online learning. So with that, we set up Center of e-learning. And last but not least, C7, we aligned it with shift 1, holistic entrepreneur and balanced graduate. So under our new initiative, we have CSR program, business activities, holistic activities, and sports prominence. Okay, under changes 2, this is changes in management committee members. Okay, from 2015, we have 21 members. Okay, but we have reduced it in 2016 to 19, okay, and 2017 also to 19 members. But in 2018 and present, we have 21 members. Okay, for criteria, for changes 3, changes in vision and mission, from 2015 to 2019, we have 3 changes in our vision and mission. We will show you in detail during the audit session afterward. Okay, changes 4, quality management system. We change our MS 9001 2008 to MS ISO 9001 to 2015. The scope of certification is provision of education services. Compliance with standard MS ISO 9001 2015, we develop risk and opportunity management plan for all its key processes. Then changes from Malaysia Qualification Agency MQA to Engineering Technology Accreditation Council (ITAC). So Bachelor of Electronic Engineering Technology, Medical Electronic with honours was credited by Board of Engineers Malaysia in 2017. And 4 of our diploma programs in engineering were audited in 2018, and 3 others will be audited by June 2019. Okay, my next segment is compliance with Apacc requirement March 2017 version. Okay, dissemination of institutes vision and mission to stakeholder. Okay, these are the list of our stakeholders. We have staff, students, parents, industries, and communities. Mode of dissemination, okay, it is on our website, the SA website, our annual report and quarterly bulletin, Facebook, notebook, strategic plan, convocation program book, students orientation week, students handbook, in classroom, notice board, and office. We have this in detail later on. Next would be, we conducted customer satisfaction survey, and for 2015, out of 113 respondents, 93% were satisfied with our services. Okay. And 2016, 693 respondents, and out of it, 97% were satisfied, and only 3% not satisfied. Whereas 2017, 561 respondents, we had almost 100%, okay, 99%, only 1% that is not satisfied. So we are quite good with our stakeholder. Okay, next, indicator A, decision making and management system. Members of the highest policy making body, okay, is also known as the management committee. The members of the management committee meets regularly, at least twice a month. Okay, so these are the list of the members of the highest policy making bodies. Okay, there are 21 of them, and this is their task. Okay, to define the objective, to approve policies and strategies, implementation of action plans and strategic plans, and to monitor PSA operation. There are 5 other committees to expedite the execution and monitoring of the policy decision and instruction made by the management. These committees are Academic Management Committee, Management Review Committee, Finance and Account Committee, Assessment and Examination Committee, and Governance Asset Committee. Okay, for quality management system, okay, it is audited and reviewed 3 times annually through 3 processes: annual internal audit, internal audit by SIRIM, that is Scientific and Industrial Research Institute of Malaysia, and annual management review. For indicator B, programs and project planning and implementation, okay, we have 22 special program and projects were planned and implemented for the past 3 years, from 2015 to 2017. And then for today, we will present 12 programs, okay, or project to you. Okay, this is how we plan and implemented our program or project according to these 7 criteria. Okay, subject-based and competency-based training program, income-generating project, lifelong learning. Or, okay, another criteria is graduate employability, entrepreneurship, student activities, innovation, corporate social responsibility or student activities, and accreditation. Okay, next, these are the 3 most impactful PSA project. Okay, they are Touch Point Cabinet Away, Public-Private Research Network, Social Entrepreneurship Project. Okay, this is the objective, the impact of the 3 projects just now, which we will go in detail during the audit session. Okay, for financial management committee in PSA conducted meeting 4 times a year to discuss budget planning and allocation as well as all expenditure. Okay, we are the polytechnic with the largest amount of self-generated trust account, as my director mentioned this morning. Okay, PSA has embarked on application on electronic financial management system via electronic government system since 2014. Okay, so this is the diagram or the charts on our organization budget. Okay, we receive from the government. Okay, with the budget, we use it for our operating expenditure as well as for development expenditure. And as I said just now, we have our self-generating fund, and also we have student fund. Okay, so record shows that more than 31% of PSA income generated fund were allocated for the development of Polytechnic and its operation during 2015 to 2017. So as you can see here, okay, we have showed you 2015, 16, 17, and 18. Okay, so the average for 4 years, okay, it's 41.3% that we spend for development. All right. Okay, so that's my brief introduction about criteria 1. So my colleagues will be very happy to answer any of your questions. Okay, thank you.
This is what we are going to do, Madam. Um,
Yes.
we will do it indicator by indicator and then by sub indicators,
Yes.
so
Okay.
that we'll have a spontaneous validation of your documents. Right. So we will start with indicator A, criterion 1,
Okay.
decision making management system.
Mhm.
So the first question this here is the number of, or how frequent does the institution communicates its vision and mission to the stakeholders. And you have shown to us a while ago on the data where you were able to communicate your vision and mission. And can you show us one or two examples
All right, we will show it through our portal, which we have our mission and vision, which is shown all the
in
time.
the website?
So yeah, on the website, you can
Uh-huh.
see that the view as for today.
Portal.
Okay, just go to the mission and vision part where we can view the
Okay, this is the main page of our portal website. This is the menu that we can reach the vision and mission. Then if we click this vision and mission, this will appear the vision and mission. And also in the annual report, we mentioned earlier, this in annual report 2015, and this annual report 2016, and this the annual report 2017, and this the latest annual report 2018. Also, we have a e-bulletin that published quarterly. This is the first quarter e-bulletin, and this is the second vision mission in second quarter e-bulletin, and this is the third quarter, and also is this the fourth quarter e-bulletin that we mentioned the vision and vision here. And also I will tell you the total of the visitors of our website lah. This is the total of the visitors. Can you see the number? Now the total of the number of visitors is 78,159 visitors. This website copyright is 2017. So we have the previous website that 2013. The total of the visitors is 10 millions, about 10 millions and 830,000 visitors. So this the way we dissemination our vision and vision by portal PSA.
Okay, thank you so much. Actually, it's also manifested in the documents that you have presented to us. And we will now proceed to number 2, which deals with the decision-making body. And you made mention that you have 21 committee members here. And may I ask, and you do twice a month regular meeting. And may I ask our director here, considering that you are part of the management team, may I ask what is the most challenging policies that you have created during your time as the director of this PSA, and how do you handle the challenge? Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Basically, I do our management meeting twice in a month. Uh, this is the purpose of this meeting is to monitor what is going on because I have a lots of the committee member, especially about the head of center and head of departments. They have a lot of activities. And then if I don't have a meeting to control, to monitor them, I think it be more haywire everywhere. The purpose of the meeting, and I see, is to monitor them. Then, the most challenges during my career as a director is once it happened because refer to number one is the budget. Number two is the staffing. The budget normally bursts because of the program and activities what we have planned. Sometimes is not so enough because we are fully funded institution. Normally, let's say we ask for 10, they give us normally 8. So the rest of 2, we have to keep asking them. So this is a challenge for us in terms of budget. Number 2 is staffing. Our staff also provided by the ministry, by the Department of Polytechnic and Community Colleges. We have staff, normally they will move, they will change, they will go for further study. And then this is also a challenge for us because of the staff that we need, which is tailored to the program, is not easy to find out. Let's say I am facing a challenge of in terms of what is guru agama, what is it? A spiritual, the lecturer from the Tahfiz one, the special program. That one is not easy to find the lecturer. So it may this is also being a critical issue. Even I have to hire the outsider to become a lecturer. Number 3, the challenges is everything is unexpected things happen. Let's say sometimes our piping is broken, our building is break down everywhere. There's unexpected things happen because of we are quite old building and need to be maintained with the cost as well. There's a few things that I can share to you. But however, we have a very good quality management system that we monitor it. We do under, what is it, JP Pro? Department of Professional and Facility Development. They are, what is it, BB? BB is a monitor, Facility Management Department. They do job is very well. They monitor everything happen in the campus. I think this is a challenge to us because to manage the 22 years institution is not the same with how we manage a new institution. Let's say 1 or 2 years, a new campus, and I think this is more easier compared to more than 20 years institution. Okay.
Thank you, Director. And I would like to hear your answer. Like, how do you handle, for example, if the budget given to you by the government is small or not enough for the particular project that you have in school? How do you handle that project, or what particular strategy do you implement?
Normally we have a policy. What is a bajimat cermat in English? What is it? Huh? Huh?
Saving.
You explain it, Puan Zalina, you explain what is dasar bajimat cermat.
Yes, we abide by this prudent saving policy. And then even though we have instructed to do the project with a very constrained budget, but we managed to do it. For example, let's say we want to do some maintenance to our building, like want to repair something, it's like stairs, a small stairs, we just ask the student to do the CSR. And then we involve also our lecturers to do the social responsibility in terms of painting the curb of the road. Yes. Yes, even to construct the curb. So that is one way we do the work with the less budget.
So, yeah. Is it part of their laboratory or just a social responsibility on the part of the government to pay back to on the part of the students to pay back to the government the
Actually,
scholarship that they are enjoying?
yes, that is a part of a way our students pay back to the government, because when they study here, they only pay 200 fees per semester. It's a very cheap fees.
May I add one more thing? Is about because of our institution is very close to the center, to the headquarters, to the city center of Kuala Lumpur. We also have another budget that we can ask to back up all the budget things. Newly, we were offered by the Ministry of Finance to bid a budget under ICP. ICP is stand for Industrial Collaboration Program. It's quite many. We asked for them. I think Dr. Yati, you explain a bit more about the ICP.
Actually, we are in the process of asking for the budget. So we request from a few companies, and then to upgrade our system, our lab, our teaching and learning equipments. So it's still in the process.
How do you call that program? Is it like a dole-out project from the
Industrial
collaboration program?
programs.
But let's say if there's one private industry who will donate something to your school, you call that what kind of program?
Okay, that one we call it still under collaboration program with the industry. So under teaching and learning, normally we have like, for example, that we use work-based learning. That one we share with the industry in terms of the facility. So the student will go there for 1 year and use the industry facility. So that's how we try to support teaching and learning since we don't have the facility here. For example, work-based learning, we use here facility management as well as medical electronics. So as we can see that medical electronics very expensive equipments that we need. So we share with the, we go to the industry and use the facility over there.
And I think Madam is in charge of the non-teaching. Yeah. And I just don't know who's in charge of the maintenance. It's the maintenance facility unit, right, of your school.
Yep.
I have observed when a tour this morning, there are some buildings who needs repainting. Now my question is, how often do you repaint the buildings? And because I understand the building are like almost 50 years already. So how often do you implement the repainting of those buildings or the maintenance of those buildings?
I do a bit of correction first, Doctor. 50 years is, we refer to the age of the Polytechnic education system. We started at the Polytechnic Ungku Omar in 1959. But this institution, we started at 97. So it's around the 22 years. This is a bit of misunderstanding about that. That first. Secondly, we were giving so many times to us for the extra budgets. First, end of the year, we normally ask to do planning, budget planning for every year. Okay. Okay, for the first quarter. There's the one compulsory for every polytechnics. Secondly, we have under now is maybe fourth or fifth rolling plan, Malaysian rolling plan. This is the place also that we can ask the budget from the government. The third one is normally is if we want to move under R&D, for instance, we do under like PPRN budget, we go under TVET budget, and so on and so forth. This is a few resources that we can have in this institution. But in terms of development, we should ask from the development budget. It's quite different in between operational and development budget. Two types of budget normally given to us for every year.
Just one thing, when we prepare budget and planning, and you demand the budget from the government, did you get whatever you demand, or it comes reducing? And in the case when government reduces your budget, then how you made your plan? You also reduce the plan? May I clear it? It's clear? Budget and planning, it's these two are.
Normally, we ask for the budget. We ask during our planning. For example, we ask for 1 million.
Yeah, suppose.
But the budget that we got normally around 500 is always
50%.
50%.
Then how does it affect in your planning?
As we mentioned earlier, that we use our students for maintenance. For example, we use our students as part of academic activities or student activities, and also we use from industries. For example, like we just mentioned just now, if for teaching and learning, for example, if we ask for the visiting lecturers, go for the field trips, just to give the opportunity to the student to gain the real experience if we don't have enough facility in here.
Yeah.
You made mention that you have a regular policy making bodies meeting, which is twice a month. And this is regular, right? Okay, but here on the question, how often does the institution's decision-making body meet to discuss decision or policy matters for the institution? You tick the maximum rating, which is 4. Okay, so your meeting is regular twice a month. Okay, so do you have questions? Twice a month, yeah. Can you show us the minutes of your meeting?
Yeah. But in terms of project or activity that we want to handle, we want to implement, we also conduct a meeting.
As the need arises.
Yeah. For instance, for the convocation day, we are meeting. I think every week before that, before we have the ceremony, like say for convocation. That one also need sometimes decision making from the top management.
Can you show madam the minutes of your meeting? So that's 2017. How about the recent one? Let's say 2018 on the last quarter.
I was here in July 2018.
So this is your first year, not really first year because you will be 1 year in this institution on July.
Yeah, in July last year.
Ah, so
But
this is
before this, I was here in the year 2013, 12, 13, and 14 as a deputy director.
uh-huh.
On that time also, I have to facing the Apacc committee member.
Yeah. You made
Lucky.
mention that you're
I'm not lucky guys.
okay. But I think you're lucky because you're always the one starting the the ball rolling,
Before this, I'm the
rolling.
director at the one of the modern polytechnic in the northern area.
Uh-huh. Okay, so 2018. And then later. And in terms of your QMS, how often do you review the policies and procedures? 3 times a year. Do you have some document to show? Answer if you have questions. We're now on number 4, page 12 of our.
Better you show them about the KSP, KSP first.
The
MRM,
QMS.
Management Review Meeting.
The review. Yeah, this is. Oh wow, in Malay. Yeah, but like for example, the record of the what they call this? Yeah, it could be. We have- Or if your IQA have conducted the internal audit, what are the actions, the actions taken by your office? So and then what were the actions taken? So kadangan is the suggestion, maklumbalas is the actions taken. Picture. Okay. Malaysia. Nasa Malaysian. Yeah.
You have to study a Malay words, new Malay words.
Oh. Oh, sorry.
So, how much is the involvement of the institution's administrative committee in the decision making designed to support the TBT programs? How much percentage? How much is the involvement of institutions administrative committee in the decision making designed to support the TBT programs? Yeah.
How much is the involvement of
How does
the
involvement?
percentage of involvement of the management committee on the decision making? Or like for example, your office, how much is your involvement in terms of decision making to support the TVET programs?
You means by my involvement
Yes.
to support the activity.
Everything, the
everything
entire
in this polytechnic.
the entire programs, like the
Okay.
curriculum, the programs,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
staff development, and so on and so forth,
If you
including
ask me
the
that question,
infra in the group.
basically, can I say here is, for me, whatever best for our systems, I 100% is supports it. Normally, based on our strength, either it refer to refer to budget, it refer
Okay.
to staff, or a few things lah that might be considered. Normally, I will support it for the benefit of our system.
But in totality, with regard to the support of the 21 members of the committee
Yeah.
for decision making,
Yeah.
can we say that?
Normally, at the end, you will be 100%. Before we decide it, we have a discussion. Normally,
Okay.
for those who want to implement something, they have to present a paper.
Okay,
They have to
the
present
concept
it to
paper.
committee member. Then we discuss, and lastly we decide it.
Uh-huh.
Then once we decide, that's considered done. Okay.
So aside from the policy making body committee, do you have also subcommittees, like the interim committees or the ad hoc committees that you had created?
Yeah, of course. It depends to what's the things what we want to do. Let's say it's regard to the curriculum. The matter regarding to the curriculum, Dr. Nahaiti will handle it. They have a meeting under what you call it? Academic meeting. Okay.
So that is your academic council, or what they call that, the academic committee, and then you have the administrative committee. Okay. And in that case, how often do you meet? Oh, 3 times for academic. Hmm. If it's 3 times a year, so meaning there will be 1 quarter that you don't meet. In terms of monitoring, do you have like the monitoring and evaluation committee created by the? Can we ask for that document later, and then just give it to yeah. Uh-huh.
These are a few committees get involved in the decision making. Academic management meeting, management review meeting, finance and account committee, assessment and examination committee, government set committee. These are few meetings. So she
And
want to show you, doctor.
where will the monitoring and evaluation committee comes in and those committee? Oh, management. Now, who does the, like, for example, if you have infrastructure project, who is responsible for monitoring of the success of the implementation and evaluation of the implementation of that project? Huh? Under your office. That's under the. So basically, it's under the Department of Faculty, Planning and Management, and that on organizational structure. Okay. So,
So your management review meeting done once a year? Once a year.
you follow the national. Okay, so this is one of the major decisions made by the. Okay. you. Can we proceed to number 6? You follow the national curriculum, right? Um, and I believe that you can enhance the structured curriculum up to 30%. Uh, so for instance, in your diploma programs, the national government has a structured curriculum for that. So in that case, what particular um, courseworks did you included or did you include in your own program in order to enhance the curriculum provided by the Malaysian government?
Okay. For the curriculum, actually we already have the curriculum from like my director mentioned, centralized curriculum, but we still here we can improve in terms of teaching and learning, in terms of the delivery. We can improve in terms of time because they already allocate the time. For example, one topic you can like 2 hours, and then we can change based on the student needs. We can change like maybe topic A, instead of 2 hours, we can take like 3 hours, and then we can reduce to other topic because it depends on the student needs. We can do that. And also we can do like in terms of assessment, if, we have to abide, we have to follow the percentage, but still we can improve on the like for example the quiz. We still can have it's our responsibility to find the best way of assessing our student. So that's how we change.
But I mean, in terms of the subjects, for instance, there will be like, let's say, 30, for example, 30 subjects from the first level to the last year level of the diploma, of the students who are taking diploma. How many subjects you basically augment or add on to the structured curriculum provided by the national government?
That one, actually, to add based on the government needs, that one we have to go through our headquarters. Yes. So like for example, IoT, a new one. As long as we don't change Internet of Things, as long as we don't change our curriculum, I mean the structure, we cannot change the structure because that one, because we are centralized, all the polytechnics, for example, diploma in mechanical engineering, so all the polytechnics have the same curriculum. So we cannot change the structure. But if the government asks us to focus on IoT, then we can insert that needs in the project, for example, in our project, in our problem solving. So we can add that into.
So you could not really change. You could not change. You could not add on subjects. You can make some adjustments on the strategies, but not on the structure of the curriculum. And who are, although this is national concern, but who are basically the people involved in the developing the curriculum? Who are involved? Are they like? Is there
Lecture.
Respond a bit more about the changes of our curriculum. Basically, national policy follow the national policy. But in terms of a curriculum, we have a standards fixed by the ministry. The curriculum division normally they have a time frame for the curriculum to be reviewed. Normally, they use the term of after complete one cycle of the implementation of the curriculum might be reviewed, but based on the input given by the polytechnics. That's number one. Number two, the curriculum that need to be changed is depend on the curriculum itself. For example, IT curriculum is the changes of IT knowledge is very fast. That curriculum normally it change also need to be changed also very fast. For example, the other module or curriculum, let's say for the engineering, basically almost the same, but it takes around normally how many 3 to 5 years to be reviewed. That and the changes also normally not so many, based on the input given by the institution as well. That's the way how we move on the curriculum. But like Dr. Nahayati said, our curriculum normally controlled by the headquarters. Then they will change the curriculum based on current situation, based on what the national needs. Actually, if we forced to do that, we are we are willing to do. That we have to. No objection on that. This guy is from the curriculum division. Then maybe he can explain a little bit more about how the process curriculum now is going on. When we want to make changes according to the national policy as asked by our assessor. Okay, Zul, please.
Can I just add on? Although this is a national standard, but PSA has a involvement also on the development of that curriculum. Okay.
Actually, for the curriculum development or review, they still use lecturers from the polytechnics. So for PSA, we have like quite a few staff lecturers involved.
How about the industry?
Yes, we involve industry too. Maybe I will let Mr. Zul Ibrahim.
Hello, my name is Zulkarnain. I'm from Curriculum Division Department. So basically our curriculum is based on the feedback from the lecturer also, and then the feedback from the stakeholders. Yeah, the stakeholders, we develop a questionnaire and then we send it to the stakeholders, and then the stakeholder give us the feedback on what are the industrial needs. So we give the feedback to our curriculum committees, and then they will try to respond to the feedback, and then they will adapt the feedback from the industry into our curriculum.
But refer to some cases of actually the curriculum itself only first and only implement in this polytechnic. Let's say for the homegrown program. Homegrown program is what is it? The program is degree program. Yeah. This is 100% developed by our people actually.
It seems that you're tied in terms of the curriculum. You're tied with the structure of the government, the national standard. But in terms of assessment and examination, and you have there the committee, what particular program PSA is implementing that the other polytechnic is not implementing? And why do you implement that?
Okay, in PSA, the only program that we have in PSA is like medical electronics, okay, and also packaging, diploma in mechanical engineering, in packaging. So and we have 2 programs that only in PSA. So kan?
How do you measure the competency of the students who graduated from these 2 diploma programs that only PSA is offering?
Okay, the procedure is still the same as other programs. So, but most of the staff involved is from PSA. So we have to go through the same procedure, right? For example, for the assessment, we have to we create the questions, and then we have to send to the stakeholders. We have external panel, external examiner to evaluate the assessment.
So meaning there's no national certification body that certifies that
No,
your
we do it.
graduates have this particular competency.
No, we still go through the same process, and we still need I mean, whatever we do, whatever changes that we made, we have to go through headquarters. We still have to, but most of this the the development involve our own staff. That's all. But everything is still under the same procedure.
Excuse
So-
me, can I
So
interrupt?
it's made internally, so it is a self-made assessment tool, and then it is being validated by
Yes.
the central office.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually,
Yes, sir.
our headquarters is following the ETAC manual, which is the bodies that oversees the engineering program. So all of the body of knowledge coming from the Board of Engineers Malaysia.
Okay, so thank you, sir. Any question? Yeah. We're done with this. We already.
Okay. In the last 3 years, how many special program project you are planned? And that planned projects, how many implemented? The special programs and projects you planned in last 3 years. 15, 16, 17 onwards. Yeah. You have planned 22 and implemented all. Oh. Oh.
You have a greening PSA program, right? The greening project, and I saw in one of the laboratories there that there's a signage that they have to turn off the lights or the electricity if not in use. And aside from that, what other greening programs do you implement?
Who want to explain it? Maybe you do want to explain about the TIES program now?
I'll just give you one example because our headquarters have instructed us to implement energy saving policy. So now at this moment we have a contract to work together with one industry. We call it TIES, supervised under what you call the Ministry of Green Tech. So by collaborate with them, we manage to save our energies bills is around 20% regularly every month. Beside the EPC project, we also have other green initiative. So I let my colleagues to explain it.
But before that, Madam, can you show us an evidence that you were able to save electricity, for example, your bills, let's say for the past 3 months?
Yes.
You give them a report from the Green Tech that we just received from them. We have a data. on that.
Can you show us?
Show them, please.
That would be one of the best practices that
Yeah,
you
yeah,
will
it's
be.
among the best practices.
Yeah.
Where is it? You have data, please.
Maybe while waiting, somebody would like to speak while waiting for that document.
Okay, Puan
So
Zarina,
that we
please
could,
about your
yeah.
green project.
Actually,
Category
Under facility, the debtors of the bill saving is under category 6.
but
Never mind, I will show you.
yeah.
6. Okay, now you continue with the green project under you.
Actually, under green project, we have one polygreen team. Polygreen, we call it as polygreen. Under this team, we do our activities on waste management, and also all the thing like under civil engineering regarding what we call as food waste. Yes, and all that thing lah. That we implement a few things like at canteen, we already divided our waste into a part that can be used and
The segregation program.
yes, segregation program. So that is the example for green project.
How about water? Do you have a program on how to save water, or like, for example, the design of your building? Do you are now implementing green architecture?
Under our student project, we also implemented rainwater harvesting, which which is we use back the water. For example, at Pusat Islam, we cycle it, use at toilet and all that thing.
You have the catchment basin.
Yeah.
Is it across in all building? No, just in one area.
Yes. Actually, we do under student project.
So this is still a student project.
That we develop a few things that that we can not fully supported by water from the we use back the water that we
Recycle.
from rain and all that. Yes. Yes. Yes.
A place that we pray, then we take ablution, we use the water, that water we use back for watering the plant, right?
Yeah. Okay.
For that better, I need some time because
Yeah, just give it to we are taking notes, and by the way, I'm recording what we are discussing here so that we have something to go back later. Okay, sir, do you have any other program? Other question? Number 2. Yes.
Okay. How often does the financial management officers meet to discuss budget planning and allocation and another financial management activities?
How often does the budget office? Yeah, 4 times a year.
4 times a year.
4 times a year. So that means that is it done quarterly?
it's done quarterly. The first year, at the first quarter, we
Planning.
planning.
This meeting is compulsory.
Okay.
We have to have a meeting in this campus. After this, all the inputs, all the findings from the meeting have to table to the upper level. Means that I have to present it at the ministry level. That one checked by our DG. This meeting.
How about the income generating the income generated finances that you have earned? Do you need to present it to the higher level?
Of course.
How
yeah.
you use
That once go to the account amanah. What is the account amanah?
Trust
trust fund?
account.
Trust
Trust
account.
fund.
Trust. You explain about the trust account, nah?
Trust fund is actually one of way we generate the income for the institutions, but that is fully controlled by government. Even though we generate the money, but we not easily use the money as what we want. So we have to get the approvals from the headquarters and ministry, even though we want to use. And also there has a certain dates. I think about how many dates? About 10 dates. 10 dates in trust fund.
10.
Example, research, development.
So there are 10 areas.
14.
What?
14 trust deed.
Ah,
14.
okay.
14
So you can
trust deed.
spend only that money for for those
Yeah.
14
Yeah, 14 trust deed we call it.
projects, yeah, or
Yeah, 14
programs.
trust deed. Let's say about R&D, about one is about R&D, second is about entrepreneurship, the third one is about project, student projects, everything. All is consider. This is 14 trust deed, and that account is managed by our Secretary General. Unless he give a power to our DG, and our DG will check the meeting, and normally this meeting will be handled two times in a year. That's the issue there. But we managed to apply. For those who want to use that budget, that money, they have to apply twice a year. Once approved, you can use that budget. And we are lucky because we are in that account. We are the number one, as I mentioned earlier.
That's congratulations. And well, I'm impressed by the entrepreneurial activities of your students this morning, and it seems that everybody's participating. My question is, since you have the entrepreneurship is one of the trust program that the government is providing to you, how much is you are spending for the activities of the students? Is it you are all giving, the PSA is giving them the entire amount for them to do that entrepreneurial activity, or only a percentage of all the expenses that they will be spending for that?
Normally, once again, they have to submit a paper to me. I have to endorse it. Normally, I won't approve the number that they apply and that on that paper. Because in entrepreneur, we not only pamper with the budget and so on and so forth, but they have to strive, find their own budget. Okay, one, normally we have a special allocation under our trust deed. We are willing to help them. Normally, if they ask for 10,000, maybe I will check the paper. If reasonable for 10,000, maybe I will approve for 10,000. But normally, the number that normally I approve, not to that extent normally. I will have a study, and based on my experience for more than 5 years as a director, I think I managed to handle that things.
Okay. But before the letter of request for funding for that entrepreneurial activities will reach your office, director, to whom the students will send first the letter, or in terms of the process? I'm asking in terms of the process.
Yeah, number one, of course, to the advisor. Second, to the head of student affairs department, and maybe straight away to me, or is talked to my deputy director. If not so many, the numbers asked from them, I think to the deputy director, director is fair enough.
Who heads the financial management staff? Is it Madam here? The deputy director handles. Then before her, who are the people involved in the finance committee? Aside from the director and the deputy.
We have head of Department of Administration, Puan Rohana. Okay, this Puan Rohana, she will monitor the financial financial management. Okay, and then for the decision making in terms of approval, will be handled by 3 of us. In terms of the management, in terms of the process and procedure, will be monitored by Puan Rohana as head of administration department. And then in terms of decision making, that means approval of the use of money, is handled by 3 of us.
Okay, so implementation wise, it will be on the middle managers, and on the approval of the request, It's on your office. Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, I have just one thing noted that receipts from lifelong learning programs, that's earning programs, in 2015 it's about 2 million, 2016 it's about 1 million, and 2017 it's about 0.9 million. It's in decreasing way. It's from Annex 13. I have noted. So, life earning from lifelong learning receipt from lifelong learning programs, it's in decreasing way from 15 to 16 to 17. And similarly, the total budget is also decreased by 3% in 2016 and again by 2% in 2017. So, how we are growing up? It should be move up, but the budget. Why it is going down? Why the budget is going down? Yeah, life learning. You have already submitted in Annex 13.
For the lifelong learning, actually, before this, we are one of the institution that we have many part-time students.
No.
Okay, we have many part-time students. Part-time students, because before this, we have certificate level for polytechnics, and then they want to enhance the academic level to diploma. So we have many of them that enroll in our program part-time, but since we have to follow MQA, Malaysian qualification, yeah, we have to follow that. So they have problems in terms of credit transfer. So like the time is, they need more time to finish their study. So because of that, then it's kind of a big reduction. We have a reduction in our income, but still we managed to get from other industries. Like we have FNN, we have they send their staff to have program with us, as well as we have Western Digital. We have we create diploma executive for their staff. So we still, even though decrease, but we still manage to maintain a bit of the income, and we are going to promote this year because since 2017, actually MQA already allow that transfer credit. So maybe we will promote again for this program.
Okay. So, how much % of your institutional income generated fund is allocated for its development plan and for its operation? How much % of your income generated funds do you spend?
Of the IGP, income generated
Yeah.
funds, did you allocate for the development plans of PSA? And I will just follow with another question. How often does PSA conduct the audit inventory?
Audit inventory, who want to respond about the audit inventory? Huh?
Yeah, and then you allocate 41.
4 years, four times a year. Four times a
Four
year.
times a year.
Okay, 41 point. 4 times a year.
4 times a year.
Can you show us the document that you conducted the audit inventory 4 times in a year?
This my inventory and asset officer.
So this is on the energy saving. But who certifies that this is the savings that you had earned? Green Tech. Yeah, do you have? Can you give me the? I mean the document that they signed, the Green Tech signed.
This one is presentation.
Take the latest one from the office. I just received the reports from the Green Tech.
Yeah,
saying
maybe that report
the agreement, isn't it?
with
The agreement.
with the letterhead of that. The letterhead of that Green
The
Tech.
latest one is here, 5 copies. One should be for us, should be. You find out that documents.
But it seems that the savings is fluctuating. Like August, you have 6.1, and then on October you have 3%. But November 2018, it's 24.9, and then December 24.9. So on the average, you have 13.1. Now, what happened during October? Why is it that the savings, energy savings, is very low?
Student, they are on leave, means semester break. Oh, do mean
Oh,
less saving?
less savings.
Less saving, exam. And then normally at the end October we have a lot of programs.
Okay.
Even though some program led by headquarters also having here.
Okay.
So
Because
many things lah, so many things.
I'm assuming that the less savings will be on December. Because in our country, if it's December, we consume a lot of electricity because of so many lights around. But here it's different. Okay. But I need, sir, I need the document where there's a letterhead of that company, the Green Tech.
We not receive yet.
But in the director's office. Yeah.
You find out from my office.
Maybe you can give it tomorrow. Okay, thank you. First due late, 2017. How about the 2018? You don't have yet the data? Okay.
Not signed by the auditors.
Oh, wait. This is the original.
This is original. This one is
I mean, the audit.
This one is audit. This one is finding.
Mm-hmm.
Finding audit. Okay. This one is.
But there's a signature.
This one is
2018. Is that February? Okay.
this one. Number one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the end of the last year, we submit to HQ in this copy report, a yearly report.
Can you like ring bound this, sir? So it's for easy retrieval, and then so that this document will not be lost. And considering that this is original, so if one of the page here will be detached from the, you will have a headache. So maybe it's better you ring bound, or put in a folder. Yeah. But thank you so much for that. So.
Regarding this, we have question number 5.
Okay. Yeah, we can proceed.
Yeah, regarding this, just you ask. Okay. How often are communications and record sorted, filed, and updated for easy retirement? Easy retrieval. How often the records are sorted and filed and updated?
How often do you file and then
We have lots of records. Some records we don't need in future. Some records every day. So you sort it every day, all your records, and filed.
Do you have particular system of record keeping? And what system do you employ? Do you have electronics or custom? Or do you do data mining? Ah, ah.
So you can search from the computer CCTV. Then just go to C1 or C2 or C3. Not required to read all this or.
This one is official report from Green Tech.
Okay. Here. Yeah, yeah. That's the report on a green tech certification that they do there. Yeah.
Star rating in
Star rating
in
in
under green
energy
tech,
saving.
energy saving.
Okay. Why?
Yeah, they have recorded it, whatever they received. File like this.
Do you have electronic data management system? None yet. Not yet. Ongoing. Okay. So thank you. Daily, right? Daily. They do daily.
Yes, daily. Aware of the dates, time below.
Yeah.
Finish criteria one.
Okay. So thank you so much for the first criteria. Ah. So we will excuse the focal person in criterion 1 and also the team members. So may we invite the criterion 2 focal group. And then we need the attendance sheet of the criterion 1.
For 5 minutes.
Uh,
You want a break?
no, we for it's okay. For us, it's okay. We can continue. Or I don't know if you're. Ano, what's your decision? No, we will continue maybe because like. Okay, we can do the working snacks.
Criteria 2, get ready. The time is for you. Criteria 2 on academic is not mistaken. Teaching and learning.
We do one activity
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
2016,
Mhm.
which is we uh,
we yes,
You
we
recycle the
make
oil.
it as a fuel consumption.
Oh.
Yes, actually at this time we make an activity with committee, and also we already have 444 kilo uh,
Kilograms of
yes, and also we
of
have
of oil.
already collected 30 kg of pepper, 12 kilo of bottle, plastic bottle, and also all that thing lah. We do activity with committee near to
Okay.
us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
So we
Good.
get
Good.
and
So, what do you do with this? Like, if you have 30 kilograms paper,
yes.
what do you do with the? You
Send
sell
it
this
to
one?
yes.
Sell, and then what happened to the income?
the income we use it to buy a recycle bin for our
Okay,
institution.
okay, okay, okay.
And also we do our campaign for not using what we call polystyrene and all that thing. That is under what we say activity under polygreen.
Polygreen.
Yes, we call it as polygreen. All the project under polygreen. So this is
Yeah.
yes, we included all our
Oh. Okay. Thank you. I'll take picture.
okay.
Of this is the
Yes,
oil.
this one. So we involve our students to join this activity, and also the community.
I'll just send this to. They they recycle the oil, and then they used it as a
Fuel consumption.
fuel.
With one company that collaborate with us.
What company is that?
Uni 10.
Uni.
Uni 10. UNI 10.
Uniten.
Yes,
Yeah,
Uni 10.
Uniten. Yeah.
So they process all this recycled oil.
So they
become,
reprocess.
Fuel consumption for petrol and all that thing.
Okay. Galing.
This one is
As a paper.
that thing lah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you're done.
Previously, we have already talked 2 or 3
To
that is yet to Colorado stakeholder we already talked in one
yeah.
also.
Yeah. Maybe we can just follow up for consistency of the answer. We can do it. Uh,
Testing, testing. Can I start? Okay. A very good afternoon. A warm welcome to Dr. Godelin, Mr. Jia, and Ms. Felice. Okay, I'm Zaid Junus. Will be presenting for Criterion 2. Okay, as you can see on the screen now, this is the organizational chart for Criterion 2. This committee is responsible for strategic and operational planning, implementation, monitoring, and improvement of teaching and learning process in PSA. Okay, you can see here all the scope here. They are headed by the academic head of departments. Hence, the scope are curriculum, instructional, assessment, co-curriculum, WBL degree, medium of delivery, and monitoring of like evaluation of teaching and learning. So in 2014, criterion 2 was recommended to apply full range of teaching learning So, what were the action taken by PSA since 2014? Number one, teaching technique. In teaching and learning, we are using Polytechnic's own learning management system and the massive open online courses, the MOOC. Number three, some of the variety that used in teaching is industry-based learning. This particular methods is being used in our degree program. It is a work-based learning and community-based learning. Number four, all lecturers in PSA, we were trained to enhance our teaching techniques. So we have more variety of teaching methods that's being recommended by Apacc. And in order to monitor the implementation of these actions, we have a monitoring system. Okay, this monitoring system is introduced. It is called ePNP. This is where the head of departments, head of programs, and head of courses, we can monitor whether lecturers have used various types of teaching methods. So let us look at indicator A. All 14 programs in PSA were established to fulfill the national key economic areas. These are some of the areas that we identified, and hence to produce graduates who are aligned with the national education philosophy. From all these strategic link of learning objectives, then came the PSA teaching and learning model, which covers the plan, do, check, action. The PDCA principle is an essential tool for implementing a quality program successfully. Next, we are going to look at indicator B, the curriculum. Polytechnic curriculum is designed based on the Malaysian qualification framework, where outcome-based education is compulsory in teaching and learning. All 14 programs in PSA are accredited by the MQA, the Malaysian Qualifications Agency. Okay. Indicator B, the same curriculum. Okay. Here, we would like to show that PSA, the institution here, we have a very active role in curriculum review These are the process. And this particular manual is being referred in order to review the curriculum. And how often did we do this? Okay, syllabus updating and revision. It is advised it should be reviewed annually, and it is being evaluated within 3 to 5 years. Indicator D, instructional materials. These are some of the instructional materials that have been used in our teaching and learning. The print-based, the usual print-based, access to network computers, audio visual aids, and advanced technologies. This is, we just would like to show you some of the examples of the print-based materials. And for indicator E, we also introduce various teaching methods and techniques in our teaching and learning, such as fieldwork, simulation, experiment, hands-on, brainstorming, problem solving, interactive learning, community-based learning, multimedia presentation, project-based learning, and work-based learning. And last but not least, CDAO program has been introduced in September 2018 for Bachelor of Electronics Engineering Technology, Medical Electronics. 3 courses involved in this implementation. That is the anatomy and physiology, presentation skills, and community services. So all these actions, as I have mentioned earlier, how these actions were monitored and evaluated. There are 6 areas that are being monitored and evaluated for the teaching and learning, the whole process. The number 1, the first area is program evaluation. 2 is student evaluation. 3 is external evaluation. 4, internal audit. 5, performance evaluations. And last but not least, delivery evaluation. That's all from criteria 2, teaching and learning. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for that very comprehensive presentation. Okay. Well, I do understand that you have a very good institutional strategic plan, and that plan is basically aligned with the national standards, right? Considering that you have a curriculum that is based on the national, the standards of Malaysia. However, in terms of teaching and learning, I am particularly interested on asking how do you articulate your vision and mission to this in line with this criterion, in line with the teaching and learning. For example, how do you involve your students in terms of the vision of your institution, in terms of the identity, which is the mission of your school, and so on and so forth. Yeah, how do you connect? How do you articulate your VGMO with this particular criterion?
So basically, as can you show the The model just. Hmm?
That mapping model.
Maybe I'll while they are looking for the. Mhm. Mm, I would like to ask also, how do you develop the students' readiness in the industry or in the workplace in terms of the teaching methodologies that you're giving to them? And so you're envisioning PSA to be the leading edge TVET institution, right? And then you articulated here the mission statement of PSA, which is provide wide access to quality and recognize TVET programs, empower communities through lifelong learning, develop holistic, entrepreneurial, and balanced graduates, and capitalize on smart partnership with stakeholders. Now, my question is, how do you articulate this to your students? So you're implementing the outcome-based curriculum already.
Tunjuk yang teaching techniques tadi. For example, our work-based learning, okay, the one that we mentioned earlier, work-based learning. So actually for the work-based learning, as we showed just now that our programs align with national key economics areas. For example, healthcare, so we decide on that. And then we, in terms of our teaching and learning, we involve industry. So we involve hospitals, we involve that in our teaching and learning. So the assessment also we involve with the industry. So that's one examples. Another, just teaching and learning tadi. Okay, for example, this one, field work. Okay, field work actually, this one is part of the teaching and learning. They build the curb, this one for civil engineering. So, because, for example, just now we mentioned about we have problems with budget, that kind of thing. So we use our student as a practical, but the practical they do things, the real thing that in our institution. So the same thing with experiment, hands-on, and most of the thing also we involve industries. We have visiting lecturer that come here to support us in terms of teaching and learning. Okay, and as I mentioned earlier that, for example, Internet of Things, a new, because right now in TVET, they also ask us to look into that. So we incorporate that Internet of Things into a final year project. So that's how we incorporate national needs into our teaching and learning.
Speaking of IoT, how do you implement that in the classroom activities?
Okay, as we mentioned earlier that we have also a TECC Technology Enabled Classroom. Maybe tomorrow we will go there, and then we use that, and as well as maybe we also use LMS, Learning Management System, CDARS, and in the project, can somebody explain about the project JKE? IoT.
So,
I try my best to respond to the how we embed actually IoT to our curriculum. Basically, we don't have any instruction, black and white, from the ministry, but we were asked to do implement in terms of first stage is giving awareness to our students. Okay, awareness. So to make sure that our students understand what is happening for the current situation about the industry 4.0. First. Secondly, that's why I asked for my head of departments, especially from the department department of electrical engineering, to have a benchmarking to a few institutions which implement this kind of program. Where is Puan Haniza, head of electrical department, or somebody from the electrical department can explain what we find or what we got from the visit. Actually, that institute called PSDC. What is PSDC? I forgot the short name. What is Asmawi? PSDC? On the spot, it's not easy to recall. Development Center, Penang State Development Center. Is correct? Okay. That's the sample, the example, which institution actually who implement 4.0 to their curriculum. But the advice to us is giving awareness at first to our students. Okay, that's what I can say that. The next is we want to start touching on our curriculum. That's also, the instruction also should come from the headquarters under Madam ID. Okay, it's clear? Okay, all right.
so that means that you have to provide first the facility, and then it follows that you can implement the program with the ready facility. Mhm. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. What is the rate of employment or self-employment, and how it is connected with the national strategy plan. I mean, the nation have some strategy plan about the employment, and
Employment data. Yeah, the
employment
employment data in the unemployment. I think it's in the yeah.
linked with the national strategy plan
Uh-huh.
also.
Can somebody give GE data to the assessor? That I mentioned in my presentation. Basically, in the year 2018, our GE, graduate employability, is 98%.
98%.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But our national standard is only how many? 85%. Our national
So
standard.
your employment is more than
We are
national
more and
standard.
above
Yeah.
the standards.
Follow-up question: what happened to the 1%?
Okay,
1% is
Very
it,
good question.
is that
I'm also before this, when I was in headquarters, I keep asking to the staff why, what happened to the rest of the percent. Okay, when I'm here, I can see that 1 or 2%, 2%, in my case is 2%. Normally, they are not willing to go anywhere. Yeah. They're not ready to work. That's why the percentage there is 0.2. That's the first. Secondly, some of them get married already. We have a data. They say they refuse to work. They follow their husband. Yeah, they stay at home. That's we have a number. There's that I can show you now, if you need it.
And how about the design thinking? Where will the design thinking comes in there? In the teaching methodologies that you employ.
Okay, the design thinking actually we apply in our final year project. So we have the sample. Maybe we can show to you the sample. In engineering programs. So we can show to you that the teaching and learning lesson. We are calling them. So we already, like for the project, for the final year project, before they start to register the class for the project, we already give them course, explain to them to find the problems, that kind of things, and then after they come to the they start their course, and then they, like a month after that, we will get together with them, and then we will start discussing on brainstorming on the design. Okay,
Yes, I do
yeah.
understand that Stanford University is also a champion on design thinking strategy.
So in terms of strategy, how we incorporate design thinking in our teaching and learning. So first we send our staff, our lecturers, to go for the course and training, and then they come, and then we start with one of the final year project. Maybe she can explain how they implement that.
So that the observer could also.
Okay, we start with semester 3 student before they further to fourth semester for final year project 1, and then we expose them about design thinking in end of the semester, so they have enough time to do their research about design thinking. First of all, we expose them with the presentation about design thinking, what is it design thinking, and then we start with the empathize, define, ideate, and then they do the prototype, and then they test. This is the sample of their prototype. This that one is a few of sample their prototype. So they have to do their prototype, then they test the prototype to get the better project final year.
But if I may suggest, Madam, I think design thinking should not be only implemented in the final year level of the students. but especially for the engineering programs. They could start it on the first year level so that they will be already immersed with what is engineering degree. So like for example, you have a subject in line with engineering on the first year level. You will train them how to, for example, how to make a hand fan, wherein it will have it could capture a lot of air, or it could ease out the the uneasy feeling if there's you are under the heat of the sun. So simple like that, or create an airplane. Create an airplane wherein it will have a what do you call this? A faster rate of flying, something like that. Just simple concept, but they will be able to appreciate the engineering program.
All right. In terms of that, as you see from the mechanical department just now, you can see the chairs. Yeah. Actually, we have workshops, metal workshops. We have welding. We have machining. So we expose to the student from the very first semester actually, but in terms of design, yeah. But in terms of a proper process, we introduce in the final year project. But in terms of teaching and learning every day, that kind of they to come up with special projects since semester 1. Okay, for mechanical, electrical also. Okay.
Great to know that. Congratulations to PSA, and please continue doing so. So we will now proceed to question number 1, indicator B. Sir?
Yeah. How often does your institution review the curriculum to integrate current trends and strategies to meet industry needs? Every year, or twice a year?
I think I've been mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
The process of curriculum development, how we develop a curriculum actually. It depends. First thing first to the programs. Secondly, after we implement that modules, it should be passed for one circle. And thirdly is about the instruction or instruction given by the top management or the upper level. There's a few things that I can mention it here in general. But more deeper, I think Mr. Zul can explain it.
Actually, the curriculum review is not dedicated for one cycle or one year or 2 years. It's based on the feedback that we get. For example, in 2017, we have two type of CQI because of the feedback from the lecturers. Even the PSA staff also has the autonomy to give the feedback to us, and then we'll try to look at the feedback, and then we will to respond to the feedback. So the CQI is based on the urgencies of the matters that were brought up by the polytechnic staff.
But maybe on the average for the past 3 years, from 2016, 17 to 2018, can you recall how?
Okay, we have for at least 5 times of CQI. 5 times of CQI based on the feedback from the polytechnic staff. So we have the data of the feedback. If you want to see, I can show you later. And that.
Yeah. We need those data. Yes, sir.
Okay, I want to add one thing is about how our curriculum is matched to the industrial needs. First, normally we do practice of we invite the lecturers from the industry to give a talk or lectures to our students. Normally, how many hours we allocate for them? 50 hours to the industry members to come here and give a lectures. First. Secondly, the people from the industries also will get involved to development process, to develop a curriculum in the headquarters level. So we Polytechnic suggest a right name from the industries to get involved in curriculum development process. And then it's strongly supported by the IAC, Industry Advisory Committee. That's the input we get from. Normally, AIC, we have a meeting with them twice a year. We set a standard to have a meeting with IAC twice a year. Advisory Committee. Datuk Syed. We met last night, Datuk Syed. Okay.
I think you answered also question number 2 here.
Involvement of the students.
Yeah.
Involvement of the students. Curriculum division.
Is the student part of the committee who review the curriculum, or are they
They are giving
involved
feedback.
when they are invited?
They are giving feedback about the curriculum. So we have how about the student?
Apa dia?
But how about the stakeholders, industry, business academics, events. Okay.
This the kind we gather the information from the students. If they want to give any recommendation, even in curriculum, they can put it here. And this is after one semester. When we finish the modules, the lecturer will ask the student to fill up the form.
So that data is being incorporated in the curriculum review. Okay. So in terms of the program offerings, you have in diploma programs, how many diploma programs are you offering here in the PSA? 12 programs. And out of that 12 programs, how many were reviewed in the last 3 years based on the national review standard schedule? Do you have minutes of the meetings of the review of your curriculum? Oh, maybe we could get this.
I think better you show somebody please show Dr. Godelin. Where is it?
Yeah, maybe you can show.
Yeah,
me.
yeah. They have
For
to
us
show
to
you
have,
because some is maybe in Malay or English.
Okay, I'm interested on the minutes of the meeting when the curriculum was reviewed. And then my other question is that does the curriculum include the following components, like for instance, the core skills, employability skills, the non-technical skills of the students, and the other one is the sustainability concept. Well, I know that you're doing the entrepreneurship, but how about these three? The continuing or the skills upgrading aspect of
We have compulsory like English, co-curriculum for compulsory, and then we have common core like maths, mathematics, OSH, safety, and then we have discipline core, we have elective, and then we have industrial training. So for the compulsory, we have like co-curriculum, and just now you asked about employability. So in English, we have like interview session. We incorporate that for the employability skills, as well as in the discipline.
Is asking about the soft skill
Yeah.
of our student, about entrepreneurship.
Yeah, entrepreneurship also we put it under common core. We have all the programs have course, entrepreneur course. Yeah.
and also like for example the teamwork.
Yes, the teamwork. So actually we include in our curriculum all the soft skills. For example, I mean, in all the classes, like for example in our workshop, we have to show them cleanliness and to maintain the equipment and to safety. So all the things we include in our teaching and learning.
So how about the electives? What particular elective subject do you offer to the students? For instance, if they're taking a diploma in mechanical engineering, so what particular elective subject are they taking?
So about our cost structure, please. Cost structure. I think better focus on that.
The elective for mechanical, for example, actually it's elective, core elective. That means we enhance, more specialization. So for example, in mechanical, they will take like instrumentation more towards electrical, M&E. Yeah, it's not that mandatory, but it's kind of like CNC, computer at the design. So because we have like 3 classes, the one cohort we have 3 classes. So normally we limit the elective, but the elective normally more on to enhance their knowledge in the program.
What is being needed in the industry or in the workplace, that's the one that you're offering. Okay, thank you. So where is it, sir? Meeting.
The letter call from
about the cost structure. Dr. Godelin about the cost structure. Saying that we offer entrepreneurship, elective, and so on. You open on the page. Ni kuih ya, kuih ni. Ada.
And yeah, during the site visit, what are the outcomes that you are expecting from the students?
Okay. During the site visit, this is the report. This is the outcome. Student can get a new knowledge, a real knowledge about what they learn in the institution. This is the outcome.
Okay.
So
Okay,
they
thank
can
you.
relate.
So in terms of the syllabus, do you have feedback mechanism? Are you implementing any certain feedback mechanism for you to be able to
From our students.
get yeah, from the students, from the industry and other stakeholders?
In terms of students starting from this year, I would like to implement that. I will invite the representative from the students. What is student committee? We call it. What is it? Students committee member. Some sort of student representative from the student representative to join us in our management meeting. It was done once in this year to get the feedback with them. So very good input, especially the more talking just now about the what are the facilities they need, what should be improved in this polytechnic.
And
we
may-
try to get the information from them.
And may I ask, Director, if you have you are conducting a students forum, wherein that students forum will be an avenue for them for all the students who are interested to give feedback to the school or to the administration, and how often do you conduct that?
Okay, we have a few platforms. For instance, first we had it through the students' assemblyment. Student assembly. That one is handled by the student affairs department. They can throw the idea, give the opinion to the head of department. And then we also always open to the students in so many ways.
Case, it's more on face-to-face feedbacking rather than creating a certain platform, let's say on the social. No,
Of
you
course,
don't. You don't.
we have a group. We have a group here. We call it AM. No, what is it? Students, lecturer. We join together, and they can give the ideas here.
How do you call that platform on the social media?
This is a true WhatsApp group in between management and student leaders. Yeah. Just launching new apps, so-called as My PSA. This is one touch button. Can anybody explain a bit about the My PSA? Who can actually operate this this program? What is the objective My PSA? You know, somebody. Where is Dr. Siri? He is here. Huh? Okay, Tuti, you explain a bit about the My PSA to the mic dah. Cerita je yang is interconnected. Sana nak apa? His PhD is all about the developing webs, apps, developing or using apps in teaching and learning process. His PhD is very focused. about apps.
It's not a taboo thing to talk about the mental health. So right now you don't have a certain activity for that particular.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, when Mr. Zaid said that majority of the student here are Muslim, but what we are doing or presented already in our video corporate is about the role of our Islamic Center. Normally, we invite the lecturers from the outside to give a lecture. Normally, once a week, to teach them seriously about the spiritual one, especially regarding to our religious. So we hope that this kind of program can improve them in terms of their attitudes to be in the good manner actually. That's what happened, what we have done actually in our Islamic Center.
Though this is part of the support to students, but before I forget this, do you have data on like students committing suicide or no? No, you don't have, and nobody is taking that act. Okay, I hope not.
form, and then they give us a feedback, and then we ask them about the industrial needs, and then we ask them to rate our syllabus. So that are the findings lah. They are from the industries, and then we give this finding to the curriculum development committee.
A solar, wind, sea wave, and yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that's good. Okay, so we will proceed.
Is teaching and learning enhanced by the availability of print and non-print instructional materials, access to network computer facilities, use of audio-visual aids, and other advanced technology? There are four things. Non-print and non-print instructional materials, access to network computer skills. The third one is use of audio-visual aids, and the fourth one is other advanced technology applied. How much percentage? Go.
I think this may refer to the 21st century classroom. Puan Hajah Hamidah, can you explain a bit what we are doing? Who want to explain it? Who want to explain it? Tuti, from the instructional, in terms of teaching and learning, what we are doing. Okay. Need to explain, or they show you the data or what we are doing? Show to the Mr. Jai.
But maybe I will ask, how much budget do you allocate for the advanced technologies equipment for wherein it could answer the demand of the teaching and learning aspect?
Mida, please, how much you allocate the budget to your e-learning room? Mana Mida? Mana? Where are you? Come. Can you show our assessor how much we allocate? Mr. Ho, how much we allocate the budget to to set up our classroom, to buy the equipment. K1, how come to K1? Oh, okay, okay. Okay, whatever K, show them. Jangan kiong dah.
Who certifies that this is the real budget that you are utilizing? The documents, there's no legal identity because it is not signed. Your finance office, the ledger or whatever voucher that you made there. So we will skip this for a while and then just show us the data later.
Okay, just show Pamidah. Just show them the cost of developing of having a TECC room 2.0. Ours is 2.0. How much it costs?
And how much is that in terms of the total budget of the school?
Yeah, yeah.
If you have, like, for example, 1 billion ringgit budget for the entire year, how much is being allocated for the development of the learning materials, including the books?
Okay, we go for
Not only equipment and infra, but also
we show
books.
you about the instructional. How much budget we receive for the year 2015? The figures, how much? You get from K1 is better. But rest of the crew from the K1 too going back already or not yet?
To what extent do the faculty members effectively adopt the following teaching methods and techniques? There are different methods and techniques. That problem solving, experiments, simulations, and hands-on. One. Second one, group discussion, brainstorming, experience sharing. Third one, interactive learning and workshops. The fourth one, project-based learning and case study. And the fifth one, multimedia presentation, anyone.
We'll go back to the different teaching strategies that you're employing, and to what extent are those strategies are being employed or implemented by PSA. Yeah, please. Yeah.
Dr. Hisole, may I give a bit of fundamentals?
Please.
As was presented earlier, all our programs are designed based on the outcome-based education philosophy, whereby one of the principle in OBE is that the education has got to be student-centered learning. Therefore, when we're talking about student-centered learning, we must design the teaching and learning to suit the learning approach of the student. Therefore, lecturers are required to do multiple approach in their teaching and learning. Hence, if you go around, you will see project-based, you will see the TECC, so on and so forth. So again,
when the auditors, for example, like the Malaysian Qualification Agency panel of auditors or the Board of Engineers panel of auditors come in, this is one of the critical area that we need to comply in order for our program to be accredited. So again, multiple approaches utilized because we prescribe to outcome-based education. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, yes, actually, I saw the syllabus. It's already outcome-based. Well, as an accreditor, you understand that we have to have the document for to support also our rating. So, though we know that the school is implementing this, but we have to validate for us to have a support also of the claim of the schools and also the rating that we'll be giving. And we do ask question which is not here because we're drawing some inputs where we could say that this is the exemplary practices that this school is being practicing. For instance, on the green thing that you're doing here, where the other technology, polytechnic might not be doing. So we could say that they are good on this. They're excellent on this. So please bear with us because we are drawing a lot of things for us to be able to write also the best thing that we could write in our report. Yeah. Oh, and well, we know that you are practicing those things, but we are extracting, in other words, extracting above, over and above what is written here, for us to support our validation, and for us to find also the things that other polytechnic are not practicing, but you are practicing, which might be commendable on our own assessment. Go for gold, go for platinum, right? so so that's why we're asking questions which are not here on the guide. That's our direction there. Thank you. LMS. So that's in your civil technology or civil engineering, right? Okay.
Okay, this is curriculum information document online system (CDOS). Whereby this is one of the platform lecturer use in the teaching and learning. Platform used in teaching and learning. So in this platform, lecturers provide all the curriculum information, the course outline, assessment specification table, all the notes, link to the activities from the other website, and the task and the assessment in this portal. So besides that, the other tools that have been used is Web 2.0, such as Edpuzzle. Edpuzzle is
learning through games.
Learning through games. Edpuzzle is a student learn from the video, and they have to answer a question in between the video. Then they don't do not have to skip the question. And I also use the poll. This is an interactive live poll to assess the student what we call student knowledge, student level of understanding and feeling on that day. Huh? Okay. And other than that, I also use Kahoot to assess Kahoot. Kahoot to assess the theoretical knowledge on certain topic.
Do you give exam through online as one of your assessment tools?
I'm
No.
not carrying the marks on the on this assessment online assessment. I'm not
It's
carrying.
for the quizzes they do, but for the final or the comprehensive exam, no. And well, if you're giving exam through online, like the quizzes, how do you measure that this is the real person taking the exam? What is your control mechanism? Not not on the other
Miss that,
inside the classroom.
you missed that we are doing exam online. Online. Any assistance from this?
Yeah, but my question is, how do you determine that this person is legit one, the legitimate person who's taking the exam? Like for example, I will take the exam, and Mr. Jai is more intelligent than me, so I could ask, and he is my friend, so I could ask him to, hey, Mr. Jai, will you please take exam on my behalf? I'll give you my password, and so what will be your? I mean, I'm asking for the control. I mean, the control mechanism for the
This is
school.
about the technology. Yeah. Even in China, they can do operation in within 30 kilometers through the 5G technology, isn't it? Very fast.
Even in Western countries, there, especially in US, the students there, if they have like the essay, they send the essay to the problem, the question to the Philippines, and then the Filipino student will answer and send it back to to US for a fee. So I don't know how, if you have like certain mechanism to implement, right?
Nak cakap apa?
But still, the professor, the faculty has a control over, because he's there inside the classroom. But I'm asking of the mobile.
Okay, excuse me, can I answer the question? Okay, actually we can control our question through this CDOS, okay, in terms of time limit. Even the question also we can shuffle it, okay. Then once a student answer the question, different question for different student.
So you have data bank of
Yes.
the question.
Yeah. Even this one, for this question, for this result of this quiz, I do give them the result. Wait, I show you the. So this is the result when I've marked the question online. Then the result, the grade is here, based on 10 question on quiz, and another. There is a question for essay, something like that. So I will review the question from this student, then I will mark and give the marks for them. Then they will receive the grade through their message in the CDOS.
It's real time, right?
After they answer the question.
Yeah. Real time.
Real time, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
So this is the example of the quiz that I've done for that student. Right.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right.
The other techniques. Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me, Miss.
Massive open online course.
Okay,
Courses.
this is actually the example of our massive open online courses. So one of the subject that we use is actually the property insurance. And for the information, this subject and this massive open online courses also has won a third place for the Polytechnic Idola last year for 2018. Okay, actually the course is related to one of the topic for the property insurance subject. Normally, this is considered as an online class. We do conduct it with the student, and then student can, there are a few topic we listed at the, here the tools. So they consist of a few topics in this massive open online. On top of every topic, they are also given a short question or some like assessment question for the student. And then one of the interesting about this MOOC, on top of the slideshow, students also can enjoy the video and they also can answer the question on the same time. And at last, after they completed the course, they will receive a certificate of completion. And normally, students are given us, let's say like, topic need to cover within 9 hours. So students need to complete this within 9 hours, according to the syllabus. This is one of the method like interactive learning that we practices in PSA.
So this one was developed by you, madam, or?
This is actually for PSA as a whole, but our topic, property insurance, is one of the selected topic that we conducted and bring it out for our competition. But now it's open to most of the lecturers.
Actually, to encourage our staff to develop a module online, our headquarters actually do some sort like competition. Yeah, and then this is the product of the competition. They won quite big number of money in this competition.
That should be my best
as well.
Dr. Hisole, online learning is very much the pillar number 9 of the Malaysian education blueprint, whereby the blueprint encourages teaching to be addressing the 21st century education requirements. So, with that mandate from the ministry, the Department of Polytechnic and College Community Education encourages the lecturers to participate in yearly competition to develop online learning, digital learning, MOOC, and so on and so forth. And we award the best winners for each category. So this is something that we really see as to build the capacity of our lecturers to do the 21st century education. We spend a lot of money on this, honest to goodness. Per TECC, for example, TECC 2.0, it costs about 100 ringgit Malaysia, 100,000 per room. And we have to furnish or equip all polytechnic with this kind of TECC. For 2019, we will be awarding 4 polytechnics with TECC 4.0. I think Shah Alam is one of them. Yeah, because they won a lot of awards.
Yeah, more than 100,000.
The TECC 4.0 is about 250,000 for us to do one room. I believe Shah Alam will receive one. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah? Tak ingat.
But not this year.
The money is coming down.
If we got platinum, make sure Apacc, if you give us platinum, for sure, we get 4.0.
But I'm sorry, your application was based on the old instrument, so you are only until gold.
Oh, we make it magic lah.
Dr. Hisole, the points can be platinum, right? But the award is still gold, right?
Let's see, we still have 2 days.
I know.
But I'm so happy with that program of your government, actually. But, well, you know, back of my mind is that if we are so massive on this online learning, it might be that some of our lecturers here will have no work someday. But if we will use it as a complementary strategy to augment our strategies of of the teaching and learning. That will be a very good platform.
We will never do without the face-to-face component. That one is very critical. But what we do now is the flipped classroom approach, whereby they do the learning on their own prior to coming to the classroom, and the lecturers supervise and enhance their understanding. Bear in mind, we are now dealing with the Z and the Alpha children that are digital, what do you call that? Digital, not savvy, they are native, digital native, unlike us. So so we have to adopt accordingly. Yeah. Exactly. That's why there is a policy, the PAN in Malay, Dasar E-Pembelajaran Negara, the National E-Learning Policy that was prescribed by MOSTI to ensure that all institutions address this need for digital learning among the youth. So we have to follow that policy. Yeah.
We should adapt. The old ones, ONCE should be adaptable, and that includes me. Thank you. So we will proceed. Thank you, Madam.
Now we enter into monitoring and evaluation parts. So what is your monitoring system to ensure ongoing quality? Monitoring. What is your monitoring system? What is your monitoring system to ensure ongoing quality?
Monitoring system.
Monitoring system. Yeah.
Okay.
Monitoring of students, monitoring of teaching staffs, all those.
We have a special form. We have
It's deliverable
very
instruction.
specific. Can you show them how we monitor, evaluate our
I
staff?
believe Mr. Jai is asking how do you monitor the quality of the education here.
Okay, so basically, our monitoring process, we start from the very first stage after they got the schedule, they know what course they want to teach. So IFRP actually a system that we have a system that their lesson plan in a system. Boleh tunjuk tak? Can you show? There. IFRP.
So online lesson plan, meaning even before the start of the classes, the students could already.
For this one, the lecturer.
Only for the lecturer.
Only for the lecturer.
But how about the performance of your students? How do you measure that they earn this particular, for example, for the diploma, they were able to achieve this particular competency?
Okay. Student, just now we use CDOS. We use CDOS for the students. And this one for the lecturer, we use online lesson plan. So can you show? Tunjuk. So for this IFRP, actually before for the first week, the program coordinator will check whether it meets the curriculum or not. So that is one of the monitoring process. So for this lesson plan, they have actually twice per semester. Pardon?
Maybe I'll answer. They have a lot of strategies to measure. They have the workshop, they have the on-the-job training, they have the performance? How about the performance of the trainers, the faculty, the staff, the faculty staff?
For the faculties member, we refer to the number, what is it? 5 maybe. Number 5, we do annual
delivery
appraisal report.
evaluation.
We have annual staff excellence
Do-
award. About the Poly PMO, Polytechnic Management Office instruments. And we also have ICC and also external recognition.
Can we see the evaluation of one of, for example, for the electrical engineering?
LMPT, please. Or performance appraisal.
We're now
Or
Human
in terms of delivery system, our student also can evaluate their lecturer.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have the?
Yeah, we have a form.
Do you implement the 360 degrees evaluation?
Yeah, 360
The,
degrees.
So
360 evaluation.
Lecturers, students, peer.
Peer, and from the deputy director academic also.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So can we see
the panels about the instruments that we use?
What is this domain one? So the questionnaire, where is that? So maybe a sample of the questions where it will reflect the domain 1, 2, 3, and 5. This here.
Can somebody
but
find
it's
out
in
the
Malay.
form? How our student evaluate their lecturers?
Maybe we could ask what is this domain 1 perang kangan planning. Okay, the second is, I understand this is instructional. Yeah. The competency and professionalism. Yeah, 3. Okay. So, the instructional does this instructional has operational definition? Because the rating here is 55%, but how will we understand? Like, for example, if I'm the student, how will I rate Mr. Ja that he is great in the up here?
Actually, we do by the rubric. We have a rubric to measure this kind of lecturer. Yeah, they do this in this portion. They will get a few marks.
Particular points. Yeah.
Particular points. Yeah.
But you don't do that in like using the computer. Like for example, the students will go to the computer center, and then they do evaluate the faculty. No. Even the peer, if. But if I may suggest, because I know your IT people here are doing great with regard to the application of computing. If I may suggest, why not put this so that we could do away with the paper? Imagine if you have like how many faculty you have? Let's say 167. So 167 faculty will have this thick of paper, but if budget warrants, so if somebody will develop this, because this will be encoded in computer, and then make a quick program on this.
Yeah, sure.
And I think it's not so difficult. And then they will do the evaluation in online For example, in computer or using their cell phone, they can do it anywhere. Eh,
quite difficult to get feedback from the students. That's the reasons why we have to hand over to them um, to really give the paper so that we can collect. So now, if using that My PSA, maybe we hope that it's easier for us to monitor.
but I think you can still require everybody to do the evaluation. Do you require clearance after the end of the term? Clearance. The clearance, CLEARANCE. The clearance. The piece of paper where you allow them to move up because they're cleared of all the responsibilities from the school. They are free from all the responsibilities from the school. For instance, evaluation of faculty. So if you have that kind of exit requirement, policy, you will not have a problem regard to the online evaluation of the students, because those who could not evaluate their professors or their faculty will not be free of those, will not be cleared by the administration of their responsibility.